Hey guys, welcome back to our brand new video. My name is Musa Jalo, and in today's video, I'm gonna be reacting to a video by Erik Conover, and the video is entitled "Living in New York City on a Realistic Budget." I would love to live in New York one day, so I want to see what it costs to live there, how expensive it is. So with no further delay, let's get into the reaction.
One in every 25 New Yorkers walking down these streets is a millionaire. Now, those are some pretty decent odds. It's realistic to say that you might run into a millionaire while walking down the streets of New York City.
That is crazy though. Like every 100 people you pass by, four of them could be a millionaire. That's like, I feel like there's like so much wealth concentrated in New York City. So like, in a way, it kind of makes sense. But that's like a really crazy amount. Like every 100 people, you have like four millionaires. That's crazy.
But on the other hand, one in every 5 New Yorkers walking down these same streets live below the national poverty line. New York is a city of extremes, and
Yeah, in a way, it feels like that's like really so sad. New York, you feel like Africa in like so many ways. Like in like most African countries, you have like the super wealthy, like people who, like really wealthy, and then on the other spectrum, you have people who have like almost nothing. So like it's like there is no in between. In most African countries. So it's like really so crazy. But of course, like everything is in perspective, but still, like it's like really so crazy when there's like that really big extreme.
living here, it's not for everyone. But if you're interested in seeing what it's like to rent an apartment on a realistic budget, then this video is for you. Now, I've shown you some of the most expensive places to rent and buy in this city. But today, we're going to be exploring some different options, the most affordable neighborhoods in the city, living situations, and more. So you can learn about what it takes to live in New York City. Your biggest expense living in the city is going to be rent. Apartments in the city, they go fast. Leases can get signed within minutes of seeing an apartment.
That's like really so crazy though. It's like really so crazy. Like whenever you just come and see the place, you don't have time to think. It's like you just have to like make up your mind, like on the spot, be like, okay, yeah, I've seen this apartment, I like it, let's sign the lease right now. That's crazy actually.
By applying via the internet on the spot. As a rule of thumb, don't spend more than 30% of your annual income on rent. New York is an expensive city, but the annual income is also higher than the national average. Let's check out the numbers. Manhattan's average annual household income is just about $67,000 per year.
67? That's like maybe 670,000 Norwegian crowns. It's not really so bad, but it's also like not so great based on how expensive, like for example, Manhattan is. Like so, it's like I feel like it's a little bit on the lower end if you compare to Norway in a way, but that's the average also.
While Brooklyn is a mere $45,000, Queens comes in at $54,000 per year. New York's most suburban borough, Staten Island, is also its richest, with a median household income of $70,000 per year.
That's crazy though. Like the most remote, like rich people, they like to like stay secluded. They like to be by themselves. So it kind of makes sense. Like where they don't have like so much scales. That's where you have the money concentrated. But like I'm actually surprised that Manhattan isn't a bit higher than that. But I know it's like way above like the national average in the U.S. when it comes to income. So it's kind of okay. But compared to Norway, that's like it's a little bit on the lower end.
And finally, the Bronx comes in at $33,000 per year. You are probably thinking to yourself, that is way more than I make. How could I possibly afford to live in New York? The thing is, that number, it's very skewed. Most likely, if you are watching this video as research on moving to New York City, you're between the ages of, let's say, 18 and 30, meaning that your median total income is nowhere near the average household salary of $67,000 in Manhattan. With that, my first tip for living on a realistic budget is to live outside of Manhattan. New York has 5.
I know though. Like I know it's like the most like it is the most nice thing to do, but that's the good thing about New York City. I feel like everywhere you live, like you have like so much character. So even if you don't live in Manhattan, like it doesn't matter where you really are, you still gonna have like the vibe. Like for example, the vibe in Manhattan is like completely different from the vibe in Brooklyn. Or the vibe in Queens. So it's like it's good and it's bad in a way. So it all depends like what you like. If you like the downtown vibe and then like you cannot afford to live in Manhattan, then it's a problem. But if you just want to like experience the city overall, then I feel like it doesn't really matter where you live.
boroughs, and Manhattan is the most popular, but it's also the smallest. It's also where most of the big businesses have their headquarters and where the highest paying jobs are. So it makes sense that it would be the most expensive. However, with the actual geography of the city, along with the many transportation options, living outside of Manhattan gives you more options for a lot less money. The average rent for a one-bedroom in Manhattan is $3,800 per.
That's crazy though. $3,800. That's like almost 40,000 Norwegian crowns. That's really really so crazy. Like almost 40,000 Norwegian crowns. Like in Oslo, you can like count the amount of apartment you can pay that much money for. Like I don't feel like it's that many. What for one bedroom? Actually, like I think that's when Norway is a bit cheaper when it comes to like New York City and like when it comes to like the U.S. in general in Norway. When it comes to housing is more cheaper compared to the U.S. Or actually, it's not compared to the U.S. because it's like so big. But I mean like the major cities like the Los Angeles, the New York, and places like that. Like houses is like way cheaper in Norway than those big cities.
Per month for just about 700 square feet worth of space. While in Brooklyn, the average rent for a one bedroom is only $2,500 per.
Man, that's a big difference though. I feel like Brooklyn might be my favorite just based on the rent prices. That's a really big difference. Oh my God.
Per month. In Queens, $2,000 per month. In the Bronx, just $1,800, and in Jersey City, just $2,600.
Is Jersey City in New York? I thought it's in New Jersey. I don't know, but like you can correct me if anybody see this. But I thought it's like in New Jersey. But like what? Let me go back a little bit, man. What?
$2,000 per month. In the Bronx, just $1,800, and in Jersey City, just $2,600 per month. Before you can even see an apartment, make sure it's in your budget. Most landlords in New York City require your gross annual income to be 40 times the monthly rent. Meaning, to rent the average one bedroom in Manhattan, you need to be earning around $150,000 per year.
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. What? That's really, really so crazy though. But I like they have the system like you should like earn like 40 times the monthly rent. Then like in that case you wouldn't go and take something you can't afford. But it's a really high amount. I feel like it's really so sad to be making like 150,000, like almost 1.5 million krona, and then you are living in like a one bedroom apartment now. But that's what you get for living in a big city.
Although if you can't afford that, you can get a co-signer guarantor who will need to make 80 times the monthly rent. Now the simple solution if you don't make anywhere near that amount or you don't have anyone to co-sign your lease is to live with roommates. It's not ideal, but when you're just starting out and you're trying to make it in the city, you have to do what you have to do. Number one on.
I kind of see his point, but I feel like that is not for me. Like I really like my privacy and my space. Like living with a roommate. If like people who like take for example friends you grew up with. It's kind of like understandable. You can do that, but just people you don't know, strangers. What if they don't like the things I do? What if I don't like the things I do? How are we gonna manage in that situation? Damn, bro.
On my list is Stuytown. Stuytown is a sprawling collection of red brick apartment buildings stretching over 80 acres from 1st Avenue to Avenue C between 14th and 23rd Streets. Stuytown has close to 9,000 apartments and 89 residential buildings. The average price of a studio in Stuytown is $2,600 per month. I have never been to Stuytown, and my first reactions, it is so peaceful and so quiet here. It's pretty much like its own separate city.
It actually feels like an old Soviet town. Like I don't know. I don't know if I want to live there, but it feels like an old Soviet town actually.
Within the city, there's even a little cafe over there. There's people walking their dogs, just going about their daily lives. The only drawback I can really think of is that the buildings are all pretty bland. They almost look like hospitals or some kind of institution, but the good thing is right next to you is the East Village with tons of bars, restaurants, cafes, lots of vibrant nightlife. All in all, I would recommend Stuytown. Next up on my list is the iconic Theater District. The Theater District is bound by West 40th Street on the south and West 54th Street on the north. Between
Like this theater district, like if I think about New York City, that's where I think about, like the vibe here. If I think about New York City, how is it like? How the place is like, this is what comes to my mind, but it's actually chaotic.
In 6th and 8th Avenues, the theater district also includes the iconic Times Square, where the average price of a studio will run you $2,900 per month. Most people wouldn't think of the theater district as a place to live. It's known for the bright lights and all the shows, but it's actually one of the cheapest places to rent in the entire city. Some positives of the theater district: you have tons of restaurants, all the shows, the bright lights. It's what people think of when they think of New York City.
Exactly what I was just saying, but isn't it too noisy? If you like live in a house that is like not have like a proper that doesn't have like a proper window, and then like the soundproofing is not really good, that could be like really really so bad. Because I'm guessing over there is like it's moving 24/7, 24 hours a day there is noise. So if you're in a situation, you better be living in a house that like have like a proper soundproofing.
But with that comes the noise and also the crowds. So if you're looking for that peace and quiet, I wouldn't really recommend this neighborhood, but if you're trying to save money, you get what you pay for. And coming in at number 3 is Hell's Kitchen, which is widely known around Manhattan for very, very affordable rent. Hell's Kitchen is located from 34th Street to 59th Street and from 8th Avenue to the Hudson River in the west. This is 9th Avenue. Now this is the main drag in Hell's Kitchen, where all the restaurants and cafes are. Now Hell's Kitchen is definitely more on the quieter side compared to the theater district. As you can see behind me, this is what a typical neighborhood looks like. Lots of brownstones, very residential. So we're just filming in Hell's Kitchen and we run in.
It's actually crazy, man. Like seeing this video make me like I want to move to New York tomorrow. It's like so crazy. I feel like the vibe is like so nice. Like you have the hustle, you have the bustle, and then you have like where people like just chill and relax, like, and then I feel like it's really so nice. I really like the energy.
Into Max, who lives here, and what would you say is the best thing about Hell's Kitchen?
Absolutely the rent. I have a one-bedroom apartment in New York City for $1,900.
$1,900 for a one-bedroom.
Okay, that's like being from Norway. That's still a bit high. That's like almost 20,000 Norwegian crowns, but compared to the other things, that is like 3,800 for one bedroom in some areas. That's like a really good deal. And like for me also, like I don't mind living like a bit outside, and then you can like, I don't know, just depend left. Like how do you call it? Oh my god, like my brain just went off just now. You can like commute, I don't mind commuting, for example. But yeah, actually I don't mind it.
One bedroom, no fee. So I didn't pay a fee for the broker, nothing. Newly renovated, stainless steel appliances.
You heard it here from a local. The rent is very affordable in Hell's Kitchen.
Yes, it is.
Oh, big shout out to Erik Conover. I feel like he always make like really, really so nice video about New York City. To be honest, I feel like it's a bit expensive, but it's not like unrealistic also. Because if you can pay like 1,900 up to like maybe 3,800, or depends on your taste and where you want to live. I feel like it will be pretty affordable for most people if you have like a pretty decent job. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to like it, and then we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.